everyone, Cheryl Osler here of Get Fit Now with Cheryl, and I wanted to go on live tonight and to tell everybody a little bit about my story, how I became a personal trainer. I never liked PE when I was in school. In fact, I wanted to get out of gym class more than anything in the world. I would do anything to get out of gym, and I never went, and I probably would have flunked out had they not just felt sorry for me. I did anything to get out of exercising. And then in the 80s, I decided I'd start going to a gym, and I really liked it. I got into all the fitness magazines and books. I liked Rachel McLish. I don't know if anybody remembers her, but she was a champion bodybuilder, and I got her books and magazines, and I tried to copy her routines, but it wasn't really for me, and I wasn't consistent at it. So I never got the body she had, believe me, and I didn't really get into lifting heavy or anything. So I moved on from there, and in the 90s, then I started jogging. And I can't say I loved it, but I liked the feeling afterwards that you got. And after the first 10 minutes or so, how you started getting the runner's high. The first 10 minutes, I hated it. I absolutely hated it, but I made myself keep going, and the more you went, the better you felt. So then I kept at it, and I did start to really enjoy the feeling of every day adding a little more distance, a little more time. So by the time I could do like 3 miles, it was such a great feeling of accomplishment, and I kept building on that. And I'd run some 5Ks. I was trying to do 10Ks, never quite did it. And I'd run 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes increasing my time, sometimes increasing my distances. Kind of was a game for me. I'm a numbers person, so that's what I focused on. Then in 2008, I was changing the sheets. It was December, and I was changing the sheets on one of the beds, and I remembered hearing my knee pop. I had it up kind of balancing the mattress like you'll do when you're putting on the corner sheet, and I thought, what was that? And it felt kind of weird. But I thought, well, it hurt, but I thought I'd just pull something. It'll heal, you know, it'll fix itself. So I just kept on living as usual, but it was like, okay, this pain wasn't going away. What was going on here? But I kept working out as best I could. I found I couldn't quite do everything I wanted to. I couldn't jog as well. I'd have to stop and rest it. But then every now and then I'd just keep going, try to push through the pain like they say, you know, and I couldn't imagine anything bad was happening, so I kept going and going and going. And finally, by the following March, it hurt so bad I didn't think I could walk. So I went into my doctor, he took an x-ray, and he says, you gotta go see an orthopedic surgeon. So I go to this surgeon, and by the way, he was gorgeous, just best looking guy you would ever see, you know. And he looked at my x-rays, he says, you need surgery, like today. And I'm like, no, that's not possible. He says, yeah, you need surgery, and he's drawing pictures and showing me the meniscus is torn and I had a fracture, and I'm like, no, I can still walk. This can't be right. No, I don't need surgery. I don't want surgery. I'm going to keep jogging. I'm going to do what I want. Nope, you need surgery. And I go, no, I have too many things planned. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And I left there. About a half hour later, his nurse calls me and says, look, you really need surgery. The doctor told me to call you and get it scheduled. And I refused. I said, well, I'll do it next month. I can do it sometime in April. I'll tell you, by the time April rolled around, I was hobbling. I mean, I could barely walk. And went in for the surgery. He fixed the meniscus. He fixed the fracture. I came out of the surgery on crutches, could not put any weight on my left leg for 8 weeks. And that was miserable. If you've ever been on crutches, you know how uncomfortable that is. I had to go to physical therapy twice a week, and then did the exercises that they gave me at home also, but it was really hard when you're used to being active and jogging to go to crutches and you can't do anything. I mean, I tried doing upper body things, but it was just really tough. Not something you want to go through more than once. So I felt sorry for myself, but I thought, well, I'll get caught up on all my reading and things and watching TV. So I realized all the books and magazines I had were all about fitness. I mean, I must have had every fitness magazine that's out there. Health and fitness, women's fitness, shape, self. I mean, all of them. I had them all, and I hadn't read them in months. So I'm going through all those, and I see these ads for personal trainers, that you could become one, and I thought I could do that. I mean, I'm laying here on the couch anyway, I might as well do something. So I ordered it from International Sports Science of America. And big, huge, like 3-inch thick book arrives with all the workbooks and videos. I'm like, okay. So I did that while I'm laying on my couch. And I'm also, while I'm laying on my couch, doing that, eating nonstop. I mean, and not healthy stuff. I'll tell you, brownies, cookies, soda. I mean, I was addicted to Coca-Cola, so I drank that nonstop. I mean, it was terrible. I ate pasta all the time. Just not good, especially when you're not getting any exercise either. So I finished the personal training workbook, took the test, passed that, and while I'd been reading all these magazines and watching TV, I saw the infomercials for P90X. And I thought, well, that looks interesting, you know, I could do that. And maybe I could start doing some of the upper body stuff. Well, I can't do anything with my legs. So I ordered that. And it came, and I'm one of these people that I have to read everything in the package before I start. So I read everything about P90X, started doing some of the upper body stuff, and I saw in there that they were advertising for people to be coaches. And since I just finished being certified as a personal trainer, I thought, well, that's perfect fit. I'll sign up for that too. And I'm all gung-ho, you know, I'm going to train everybody. And I realized going for the physical therapy, there were a lot of women my age. And the thing everybody had in common, all the women that were over 45 talked about they did not like going to gyms, that the people who went there were too young and the trainers were too young and they didn't know what they were going through. They didn't know how to train their bodies. They had no idea. They were pushing them to do exercises that they couldn't physically do and couldn't handle. And they were intimidated by these young girls with the perfect bodies. And of course, you know, when you're over 45, you're not going to have a perfect body anymore. And another thing that got me to go into personal training was I went to a doctor and I said, you know, I've been eating healthy, this was before the surgery, and not eating very much, and I'm exercising, but I'm not losing weight. I don't understand it. And this doctor looked at me and said, oh, you're over 40, you're never going to lose weight again, so just forget it. Man, that made me mad. I thought, I'll show you. That's not right. No way. So going back to laying on the couch eating unhealthy, I gained about 25 pounds. So once I could finally work out again, when the doctor gave me clearance, my left knee was back to normal, I could do whatever I wanted, I started the P90X routines and I got completely through it. Then I ordered Turbo Jam. And then I did Turbo Fire, and I became a Beachbody junkie. I mean, and I drank Shakeology every day. I still do. To this day, I drink Shakeology every morning. I did Les Mills Pump and Les Mills Combat because I love lifting weights and I love kickboxing. And because I love the kickboxing so much, I got certified to teach boxing fitness, which is so much fun. I love the feeling of empowerment you get from kickboxing. I mean, I know that I could defend myself. I might get charged with assault if I hurt somebody, but I know I could defend myself if I had to. So, you know, life went on and I started helping women over 45 get healthy too and learn that they could defend themselves and they could lose weight. You know, any doctor ever tells you you can't, they're wrong. They don't know what they're talking about and they should never be telling anybody anything like that. If you eat healthy and you work out, you can lose weight and I can prove it. So now, fast forward, you know, I've just gotten about ready, really down to my goal weight again, and I start feeling pain in my right knee. And I'm thinking, this can't be happening to me again. It can't be. But this time I didn't wait 3 months. I went in to see the same surgeon. And by the way, he was still good looking. And he took the x-rays and he said not only was my meniscus torn this time, but it was gone. It was just so far gone, he couldn't even repair it. And he said the only thing to do was have total knee replacement. And I'm going, there's no way. That's something my mother had. And he said, yeah, you're young to have total knee replacement, and they only last about 20 years. So, and I go, I don't want to do this twice. I mean, 20 years, I don't want to do this. And he said, well, we're going to use a new kind on you, an experimental one where I'm not anywhere near a doctor, but some part of it's on the inside of it, so where it would last longer. And my head's reeling, and I'm thinking, this can't be real. I can't need a knee replacement. You know, what is my life going to be like after that? I want to go back to working out. I want to go back to my training. I don't want to have a knee replacement. I don't want some metal thing in my body. I want it to be my knee. But I didn't have a choice. I mean, the knee felt like my leg wasn't even going to hold me up anymore. So I go in, see a surgeon, and they explain it all to me. And I go in for surgery and come out with this new knee. So now I can do just about any exercise I want to do as long as I modify it. When you have an artificial knee, you cannot run or jump. So there's no high impact. You can modify, but I've learned you can modify just about any exercise there is. You don't need to run. Well, like the doctor told me, I can run if somebody's chasing me and I have to run to save my life. Otherwise, no running. But jumping, you don't have to. I mean, you can modify jumping jacks. I'm going to eventually put some on here, ways to modify things for people who have bad knees. I've since learned Zumba can really be bad on your knees because all the twisting and things. So there's things you can do, but it's really difficult. Now, after the second surgery, did I learn from the first one to eat healthy when you're laid up and can't work out? Nope. I, again, gained another 20 pounds, actually 25. So since that surgery, I have lost 20 of the 40, almost 40 now, and through both surgeries that I'd gained. So I've lost 20 of it. I've got another 20 to lose, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep you guys with me on the journey. I'll keep documenting it and sharing it on Facebook with you guys. I'd love for you guys to join me on the journey. If anybody out there wants to eat healthy and train with me, I'll be happy to train with you. I do have a couple private Facebook groups that I use to help people. And you can, like I said, any limitation you can modify in one way or another. We're not stuck. There's ways to do it. And if you have the heart and the will, you can do anything you set your mind to. We all can. So don't ever, ever let anybody, including a doctor, tell you you can't lose weight. They don't know what they're talking about. Excuse my grandfather clock. So I guess that's my cue to shut off for the night, but I will come back with part 2 of the story in a couple weeks, or maybe sooner. We'll see. So if you have anything you'd like to ask me or any comments, questions, be sure to catch me on my Facebook page, and I'd be happy to see you in there. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.